I look at the Jazz and I think that's probably the mantra this morning. Oh, God, we should be tanking. No, you shouldn't. You've lost 3 games. You're simply 1 game back in the West. There's nothing we saw against the Knicks that can't be righted. I think that's what you as a Jazz fan should be saying to yourself, that these games are learning opportunities. And I think one of the biggest questions is, who was at fault for this loss? I think I could point the finger pretty firmly at Will Hardy. The fact that Lauri Markkanen was not on the floor in big moments and that he doesn't get back into the game until middle of the fourth quarter, it's just inexcusable. But what is it also? It's an expected coaching mistake from a young head coach who's simply learning his team, Jake. I don't think this is the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all. And I think that, again, like, you can't overreact both wins or losses. Like, when they won and everybody was high on them, everyone was telling me, oh, well, you just don't want to get on the bandwagon and you're just a Jazz hater. And it's like, all right, cool. Call me that, but I'm not going to get too high on this team. Just the same way today, I'm not going to get too low on this team, meaning that yeah, like as you just said, they are correctable issues. Like whether it was Lauri being out of the game too long, whether it was just not doing anything about Jalen Brunson last night, not stepping up to the plate, not fouling him hard or being physical with them or something. Like you have to do something when guys start to find their groove late in the game.
You were pretty convinced. We were texting. Jake actually moved out of my garage because he got cold.
I said, yeah.
And he actually bought a penthouse on Park Avenue in New York. And anyway, my point is, you were a big fan of Jalen Brunson's last night. You were telling me he was dominating.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that Jalen Brunson was dominating. I think that this Utah Jazz team last night did not play winning basketball. And with all due respect to Kelly Olynyk, who's still not Bojan Bogdanovic, with all due respect to Kelly Olynyk, I'm telling you now, he can never be your leading scorer. But I think one of the indictments and one of the things that's very clear coming out of this game last night is that Lauri Markkanen cannot be your number one.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody questions or doubts that Lauri Markkanen is your number one go-to guy on this team. That's why you're losing these games.
Mm-hmm.
Because, not to be redundant, you don't have an alpha male. And Jake, if this team had a number one, they would have won this game, and they probably would only have 2 losses right now.
Yeah, and my biggest problem is that, my biggest problem right now is that Mike Conley was marketed and gift wrapped to us as this guy that you kept for leadership and this guy that you kept because he was going to mentor the young guys and he was going to help bring this team along. And while I'm sure he's doing some of that, it's just not quite enough as far as leadership is concerned. I'm not simply saying that Mike Conley is doing some bad job. What I'm more saying is that it can't just be incumbent on Mike Conley to lead these guys on the floor. Like there needs to be, and the guy is Lauri, right? Like the guy that we would need this from right now on this roster is Lauri Markkanen. And unfortunately, Lauri Markkanen is someone who isn't really the leadership type guy. Lauri Markkanen is a hooper. He is someone who just is concerned about performing on the floor. And that's fine. That's not an indictment on Lauri Markkanen.
No.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I look at, like, the reason that I was so steadfast that Brunson was dominating this team, it's not because he put up 50 points like Joel did, right? But more because of his efficiency and what he did to you down the stretch in the fourth quarter, getting into the paint and getting high percentage looks. Jalen Brunson last night is 10 of 20 and 1 of 4, right? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, he's getting high quality looks and those looks are going in and you're not doing anything about it. So whether we want to say, hey, like Will Hardy didn't make an adjustment or Lauri Markkanen and the boys didn't really step up to stop that threat, like they have to, this is the next evolution of this current roster. How do we stop the guy on the other team that's going off in the fourth quarter?
Well, and even more to that, and again, not that you're wrong, because I agree with you. Who's going to get us a bucket? We need a bucket, and we need it now.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Who's our bucket getter? Because Mike Conley, what did Mike Conley go last night? 1 of 6 from 3. Mike Conley missed 3 straight threes with less than a minute to go last night. That can't happen, but it did because Mike's not your bucket getter. I need that guy. From 3, I need the ball in Malik Beasley's hand. If we're getting to the rack, I need it to be Jordan Clarkson. And frankly, right now, if I'm Will Hardy, I'm building offensive sets to get Lauri Markkanen his best shot in his most comfortable spot on the floor.
I'm going to say this again.
I mean, that is what was missing in this game last night.
Yeah.
There was no, hey, I need a bucket. Let me go get Jalen Brunson and have him back down some dude on the block.
Yeah.
Because that's how the Knicks won this game. And I know that there were a lot of really good performances. I know the Knicks played at a really high level, and I think they did. I think Obi Toppin hit some really big threes out of the corner. I mean, we can go up and down the stat sheet, but you can't get away from the fact. You can't get away from the truth that the Utah Jazz should have won this game, that the Jazz were in position to be up 10 and they were down 4 because they simply didn't move the basketball. They didn't play team basketball. They didn't work the perimeter to get inside out basketball. That's where this team thrives. Yet it seems like they forgot what got them to 10-3. They forgot what got them now, I hope, to all of that success. I'm hoping that they see that, but Jake, I don't have a lot of confidence right now because this is a completely different basketball team that won those 10 games.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. Like I would have expected, as I said on the show yesterday, I would have expected you last night to come out and move the ball really well. Like I would have expected you to come into your home building and perform. And I didn't see really any of that ball movement outside of the first 7-8 minutes of the game. Like you had some nice possessions real early in the game, and then you just kind of got away from it. And I think that this team's gotten into kind of this bad habit of just thinking that they can drive the lane and get fouled, and that they think that they're going to get calls or something, and that's just simply not happening. I mean, the number of turnovers off of driving the paint last night was kind of ridiculous. Like, you got to move the ball. Like, it's not just drive to the paint. Like, obviously drive to the paint and then kick it. But the problem is, and go back and watch the show, the greatness of YouTube is you can always go back and see what we said. I told you the first week of the season when they were having all that success, teams are going to scout the hell out of this team and figure out what the success is. And now they're not leaving the corner nearly as much. Now they're staying home on that assignment, which is causing turnovers in the paint. So now it's incumbent on Will Hardy to figure out, okay, well, what's that next step going to be? How can I create that kind of offense we were getting early in the season with the way teams are playing us now?
And I'm telling you, it is that driving kick to the corner. Like it is open almost every single time, but the Jazz don't make that pass. And that's what I struggle with. And I think my frustration is I expect them to make that pass every time. They don't. So you wind up putting guys like Cam Reddish, who I thought was one of the most impactful Knicks last night, as maligned as he is in Knicks Nation, and I totally understand that. Cam Reddish is actually having himself quite the nice season. And I think he made several plays last night that led to that win. Jalen Brunson being able to play three ball or being able to back a guy down on the block, making the right pass at the right time. RJ Barrett goes 0 of 5 from 3 last night, and they still win because they got the contributions that the Jazz were not.
Facts.
And I would not, and I want to make this clear, I would not be panicked if I'm a Jazz fan. These games were winnable games. All 3 of these losses, maybe not Washington. I never really felt like they were in the Washington game, if we're being totally honest. But you look at the Sixer game, they should have won the Sixer game. I have firmly, I believe, this team should have beat the Knicks last night. They were in position to beat the Knicks, and they simply did not play smart, high IQ basketball, which they had played. And I guess my question again is, where is the driving kick on a team that shoots in the 30 percentile in threes? You need more threes. You need better looks. The driving kick is what this offense is missing. And again, not to be redundant, Kelly Olynyk cannot lead the line for the Utah Jazz in a game that you hope to win. That can just never. He was your number one option last night. I totally get that. But when you were getting contributions from guys like Walker Kessler, Fontecchio, Beasley, you were getting contributions from guys. Move the damn ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that really stands out to you is this team just chose last night not to move the basketball.
Come on, man.
And it's what cost them to win. Plain and simple. And we could talk about turnovers, points in the paint. They got crushed in the paint. Okay, I totally get that. This is never going to be a post-dominant team the way it's constructed.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be to win games. You need to move the basketball. You need to defend your ass off. And again, I find myself looking at this Jazz team, and the thing I say is, hey, I need more Jared Vanderbilts on this team.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that's working defensively. Walker Kessler is working defensively. Kelly Olynyk is working defensively. And it's just not enough because your best players are not creating your opportunities defensively. And I think that's the thing that really stands out to me.
Yeah,
I certainly am not hitting the panic button.
Yeah, and I think that I want to make sure we measure Will Hardy's impact or role in this situation, this 3-game losing streak. Like, I do think that, like, I love what Will Hardy's doing. I love what he's done so far. I love his energy. Like, I love the vibe. Like, it's not that I think Will Hardy's an issue, but I do think that, like, specifically last night, coaching was a big reason why you lost this game. Because you didn't make adjustments. You didn't have an answer in a lot of those situations. And I look at the good teams in the league, are the best teams, championship caliber teams, and they've either got a guy on the floor that will naturally get the team to provide the answer to whatever the issue is, or they have a coach that's going to call that timeout and say, hey, look, we're not making the pass to the corner. Or hey, Walker Kessler, don't be lazy as hell setting your screens and pick up offensive fouls, right? Like that happened last night with Walker. So
yeah, the moving screen foul.
Yeah, so those little details are what this team has to kind of ratchet down. That said, I agree. I wouldn't be hitting the panic button. I would be much more in the lane of, hey, this is right now what keeps us from being that 50-60 team win that we all want to be, right? These type of games.
I also think this is why I have told you, I maintain that this team is a 8, 9, 10 team.
Mm-hmm.
This team's a 7, 8, 9 team. Like, you're bottom of the Western Conference because you're going to go through spells like this with Will Hardy. And I will say what I guess you didn't want to say. Will Hardy is why they lost the game last night. You have got to find a way, whether Lauri Markkanen's got the legs or not. I saw a lot of people. I think Tony Jones was one of those guys last night talking about the fact that he looked like he didn't have legs. I agree. He's got to have legs.
Yeah.
If he's your number one guy and he's tired, well, he's going to get more tired because he's going to have the ball in his hands. Set up a system where you have 10 plays for Lauri Markkanen.
Y'all feel me?
Where there are sets that you can call that are specifically designed to get Lauri Markkanen the damn ball where he's most comfortable. You have to be able to do that. And I don't care what sport it is. If you are a football team, your quarterback has to have a play in his pocket to get his wide receiver. You've got to have a play to get Puka Nacua the ball. You've got to have a play to get Dalton Kincaid the football. You've got to have a play to get it when you need a goal as a hockey team. Patrick Kane's got to have a play where he's getting into the zone with his hair on fire, and he's going to have an opportunity to put rubber on the goaltender.
Facts.
Period. Point blank. That's what professional sports are.
Yeah.
You have to put your best players in their position to succeed. And if you do that and they don't succeed, it's an issue with the player. The issue for the Jazz is they're not putting Lauri Markkanen in his best position to succeed. And frankly, when Jordan Clarkson gets the ball with the game on the line, he looks like a guy who's the moment is too big for him.
Agreed.
And the guy that I really like shooting a three with the game on the line, frankly, is Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Because he's a 40% three-point shooter and he don't care. But we're not getting Malik Beasley with the game on the line. We're getting everybody else. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Run plays in moments where you understand, hey, I just need a 2 here. All right, let me call a 4-down set to get Markkanen on the high elbow left because that's where he likes to operate.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hey, I need a 3 ball here. Let's run let's run the swinging gate. Hey, let's run a baseline cut. Whatever your set is, let's run a driving kick to the corner for Malik Beasley. Let's run a pin down to get a kick out to Beasley on the elbow. Whatever that is, that's what Will Hardy has to do now. He's got to take that big leap forward and understand, hey, I'm a rookie coach. I've got some experience on the bench. I need to listen to that experience, and I need to coach to my roster.
Yep.
And if he does that, they're going to be a 7, 8, 9 team. If he doesn't do that, they're going to be in the lottery. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because he's got enough talent on this team to be a 7, 8, 9 team. But can the coach get the most out of the talent? He's a rookie head coach. He's never been in this situation before. We're going to find out. It really is that simple. By the way, I would also point out that I don't know how the next 5 games go.
Oh.
Because if you look at that list of games right there, it's Phoenix, at Portland, at the Clippers, versus Detroit, Golden State. At Golden State the day after Thanksgiving.
Are we clear on that?
Man, that's a ball buster right there.
Yes,
That
it
is.
is. Yes, it
That
is.
is 5 games in the next 7-8 days. And that's a lot of games. Actually, it's 5 and 9 days, excuse me. Because today's Wednesday, I guess, already.
Yeah.
You look at that schedule and you recognize that, yeah, you can beat Phoenix at home. That's a very beatable team, frankly. 2, I think you're not going to Portland and winning right now. I just think it's a lot. Rip City's very difficult right now. They're playing a high level of basketball. Best team in the West in the moment. I think that's a big ask. 1-1 right there. The Clippers are beatable.
Yep.
Let's say 2-1. Okay. Detroit, you should beat Detroit, right? 3-1.
Yeah.
You're going to lose at Golden State.
3-2.
You're 3-2 in the next 5 games. I think that's your highest best result. It's your highest best result. You know, by the way, did anybody see Cade Cunningham lost all that money in crypto? You were telling me about that last night.
Dude. Yeah, all these crypto companies going bankrupt. Cade Cunningham was the, hey, pay me my signing bonus in 100% crypto. And yeah, he lost all that money. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yep.
If you look at the Tommy, Jizzy, Steph Curry, FTX disaster.
Tommy.
You look at the Trevor Lawrence, pay me in Bitcoin. You look at the Cade Cunningham, pay me in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am not a financial advisor, but I think we told you a year ago to get the hell out of Bitcoin and crypto.
The hell out of here with that.
I ain't wrong, man. All right, let's get some of your thoughts in here as we talk Utah Jazz basketball. As always, Utah Jazz in the NBA, presented by our good friends at TryDayTrading.com. TryDayTrading.com. Jake sent you some stats yesterday on you GD millennials trying to, oh, man, I got to find a new side hustle. All right, now, let's try an ice cream cart full of cryptocurrency. Seems like a good plan, bro. I'm going to say that's not a good plan. Did you see that millennials have tried more side hustles than any other generation? Friends, get off the side hustle grind. Get to TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Friends, make the money you deserve. Make the money that you've always thought about making. If I said to you today, hey, listen, there's a week before Thanksgiving. What if I said to you in the next week, you could make, I don't know what, 3 days left this week? That's 3 G's. 2 days next week, because who's working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week? Let's call it 3 days next week. If I said to you, you could make $6,000 before Thanksgiving, would you want that $6,000? Think about that. In the next week, in the next 7 days, are you going to make $6,000?
I want it.
Let me ask you this. This entire month, are you going to make $6,000? And I'm being serious with you because there are people today that have worked with TryDayTrading.com to become day traders who are making more than $1,000 a trading day because they worked with TryDayTrading.com. If I said to you, hey, in the next 7 days, you can make $6,000, what would that mean to your kids? What would that mean to your wife? What would that mean to your family? What would that mean for the upgrade of the home, for the upgrade of the car? How many trips to Disneyland would you have taken if you were making $1,000 a day? That's what you got to ask yourself because you deserve that. You absolutely deserve that. You can have it at TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Point blank, just go watch a free webinar. That's it. Doesn't cost you anything. It's a free webinar. All you do is go there, put your name and your email address in there. That's it. There's no obligation. Just go watch the free webinar and make a decision because I have not met somebody who's watched the free webinar at TryDayTrading.com/Monty and not followed through. Everybody who watches that webinar understands quickly that day trading is a prolific income stream and that there's nobody better. And I don't care if you're 13, 23, 53, 103. There has never been a better time to get in the market. Never been a better time.
Facts.
And there's never been a better program or better people than the guys at TryDay Trading. Steve and the guys at TryDay Trading, I'm telling you, or excuse me, Ryan and the guys at TryDay Trading, local company based in Lehigh, really good dudes. Go make your $1,000 a day at TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Let's get your thoughts in here. Yes, I got everybody asking me about this USA soccer story, and we can get into it at some point. USA Soccer is taking the U.S. flag off of their jersey, and they are putting the equality flag on their jersey. They are putting the pride flag on their jersey. And I say amen to that because it's in Qatar where women and the LGBTQ community do not exist. And I say more power to him. So, Kurt, I appreciate you bringing that up. He also says good morning. Mike Chase says good morning. Teddy Wayman says good morning. Cody Strickland says good morning. Neville93 says good morning. Neville says, I was watching the game last night. I was kind of disappointed the way they were playing. Well, I was disappointed as well.
I think so.
Cody Strickland says, gotta say Clarkson was struggling. I hope he gets a blowout game on Friday. Well, I hope he gets a blow before the game on Friday. Gumbylicious says, hey, guys. Hey, guys. Hey, Gumby.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Gumby.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Salty Drunk says, morning, guys. Have a great show.
Hey, guys.
Okay, that scares me. Red Heart Norvis. Good morning, guys. This loss is still a good loss. Game was competitive and shots just didn't fall in the end. In fact, they haven't had a blowout loss yet. I know Danny Ainge is smiling. I'm sure he is.
Yeah, but okay. You could tell yourself that story. But to say that they lost because shots didn't fall is garbage. That is not why they lost this game. You lost this game because you didn't make adjustments. That's why you lost the game. Not because you shot 5% from the field. Okay? So let's just make sure we're on the same page.
I think you lost this game because you don't have an alpha, a dominant player on offense.
Yeah.
That's why I think you lost the game. Gage Carter. Hey, guys. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Hey, buddy. He says, Jazz seem to really be cold right now.
Hey,
I would
guys.
agree with that. I think there is something, too, that the ball's not going in the hole. I mean, they're not shooting well at all. There's no doubt about it. If I look at the box last night, would they shoot probably 32.6%, 14 of 43. I love the fact that they're over 43s.
Yeah.
But again, you had the formula to win the game, but you only had 29 assists. And again, I will just say that if the Jazz are going to win, they have to have 30 or more assists.
Hey, you got to move the ball, bro.
It's a minimum number. And I don't care about that you out-rebounded them. I don't care that you probably out-defended them. I don't care that there's a lot of things that just don't matter. You had more free throws than they had. It doesn't matter because you didn't move the basketball. You didn't do what you need to do as a Utah Jazz to win this game.
Fucking A.
I think it's that simple. Let's see. Kenai Johnson says, top of the morning. Hey, guys. Tom says, morning, fellas.
Hey, guys.
Boyd Lake says, yo, bros.
Hey, guys.
Hey, bro.
Hey, guys.
Hey, bro.
Hey, guys.
Okay. Andy Yu says, think of the big picture. Can this team win versus the Grizzlies, Nuggets, or Clippers in a series? They can't.
Yeah.
They're a 7-8-9 team. I will just stick with that all season long, and I'll probably be wrong. Brett Robbins says, Jazz are over. Fourth quarter is nothing but hero ball. There was a lot of hero ball last night.
Yep.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
Cody Strickland says, who's in panic mode right now? All three losses were winnable. I'm not worried. A lot of Jazz fans are in panic mode. Absolutely, a lot of Jazz fans are in panic mode. Salty Drunk says, I'm waiting for the I told you so from Jake. Get it over with, Jake.
Yeah, well, I fed you the sandwich already, so I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, cold cheese sandwiches are amazing. By the way, are you proud of me? I actually meal prepped last night.
Yeah, great job, dude. Very good job. Yes. Came prepared today.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I made real, dude. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than the taco seasoning from Barbecue Pit Stop?
I want it.
On turkey meat.
Kinders.
Dude, I'm telling you now.
So good.
And I know that I talk about Barbecue Pit Stop every day on this show, but I'm telling you, I meal prepped last night, and that taco seasoning, 93.7 turkey meat. I think it is. I could be wrong. But ground turkey with the taco seasoning that you get at Barbecue Pit Stop.
Yeah.
Forget it. And I'm also here to tell you, you season that ground turkey the right way and put it on naan bread. It makes kind of a little taco.
Yeah.
You know that naan bread you get at Costco? All you need is the naan bread, the turkey meat, and the Kinder's taco seasoning from Barbecue Pit Stop.
Yeah.
Man, that is such a good little 8:30 snack. I was meal prepping I got tied up watching the Jazz game, so I think at halftime it was like whatever time it was, 8:30.
Yeah.
I started making the turkey meat.
Right.
Oh my God. It was so good. I'm telling you. Get online right now. Chat with the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com.
Do it.
Any of their 5 locations from Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, and our good friends right here in Salt Lake City and Murray, right across from the mall. That's where I got my Traeger Ironwood 885. We got our Ironwood 885
Two
with
O's
the guys
in
in
Monty
Murray.
Show.
That's exactly right. There are 2 O's in Monty
Right.
Show. So, check them out online, barbecuepitstop.com. Ask them for their best taco seasoning. Kinder is undefeated. I'm telling you right now, the Kinder barbecue or the Kinder taco seasoning, geez, Louise. I should own stock in Kinder seasoning.
You should, dude. You should.
Dude.
Yeah, you should 100%.
Brandon Whiteside, who said this on Twitter yesterday, he said, back to the business of tanking, not worth 9-10 seed. We are better off tanking.
Yeah, I'm not here for that.
You're actually not better off tanking. You're not. The foul calls were bad. The officials had no impact on the outcome of the game.
Okay. Why can't we just say they're not tanking and officiating had nothing to do with it? Why can't we just say, hey, the Knicks were better than you last night. You didn't make adjustments. You kept Laurie out of the game too long. You didn't really get Laurie good looks from the floor last night. Like, it was not, you just didn't execute well last night. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
This is not an issue with the officials. And I saw, again.
It's such a cop-out, dude.
We have a little community of Jazz fans who just tweet anger and frustration about the team at me. And I'm telling you right now, it's not the officials are not the problem.
They're not the issue.
Mike Conley creating situations where he puts himself in a stupid place where you're always going to get called for that foul from behind.
I'll try to stay calm and not curse.
You can't reach from behind a guy and miss the basketball and think they're not going to blow the whistle. You cannot consistently be running after a guy. There was one, I can't remember who it was. I want to say Fontecchio. I can't remember who it was. Jalen Brunson's running down the floor, and a Jazz man is chasing him, and so he stopped, and guess what they did? They blew the whistle because he ran into him. The Walker Kessler illegal screen was absolutely an illegal screen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, the officials didn't cost you. The officials didn't cost you. Brett Robbins says, Monty getting twisted with that tee he just cracked. Could be.
It's not T, actually.
It's actually Rockstar Recovery, and I'm telling you right now, it's amazing. You're not going to be able to see the label that's right here, but 25 calories. And the best part about this whole thing is that there are only 2 servings of sugar, or 2 grams of sugar in the entire can.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I drink it. Good morning, Brett. Good to see you. Tom says, Brett, how can you drink all day if you don't start in the morning? Well, cheers up, MF.
Yeah, hey, y'all got to catch up. I'm already through my first 20 ounces.
You're the carbonation guy, though. I'm not. Salty Drunk says, it's my imagination, but it seems there are more threes getting jacked up than ever. Well, welcome to the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting about the same amount of threes as last year's team did. I mean, you're 43 last night, like they need to. I think this roster needs to, take at least 43s a game, and obviously it's a make or miss league. So if you can make 17 to 20 of those, you're probably going to win.
Yeah, I don't know. I know everybody's panicked, but there are only 4 teams with double-digit wins, and the Jazz are one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know.
Got to come back to earth a little bit, that's all.
I don't know why this is. Yeah, I just. By the way, did you see Chaboy last night?
Chaboy.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, probably Kevin Durant.
No, Luka. Your favorite player, Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic. I heard there was an argument on. There's a god-awful show that we happen to run into all the time on CBS Sports. They were arguing over Doncic or Doncic.
Just take a dice and AC, okay? Just relax.
And it's one of those radio shows that's on TV. And so they always put their producer, the guy behind the glass.
Oh, the button pusher.
They always put him on the air, and it's like, it's Doncic.
What the fuck are you, Ranger Rick?
And the girl is like, Doncic. And the guy's like, it's Doncic. Doncic. No, it's not. No, it's Luka Doncic.
Not that hard.
And actually, I think the proper pronunciation, I got chastised for this way back in the day. It's Doncic.
Okay, now it's Doncic?
That's the proper pronunciation.
Gonzaga.
Exactly.
Come on. It's Luka
Exactly.
Doncic.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, it could be. Our guy, Matt Cordero, says Danny Ainge slipping them some cash and showing them Wembanyama highlights. Okay, look. Laurie, I want to bring in VW.
Because it's all part of the plan.
Here's an envelope from, the Reggie Bush days at USC. Why don't we sit together and watch some VW highlights? That would be unbelievable. By the way, if you guys are not, I am so excited. This is going to be a crazy statement. If you're driving, put your hands at 10 and 2.
Okay.
I am so excited for the G League to start.
Yeah.
With and when I say start, for the Stars to play their first games here at Maverick Center.
Yeah.
Which is Monday and Tuesday. To be able to see Agbaji and to be able to see, Frank Jackson and to be able to see the young guys come down here and play games.
Yes.
I'm stoked about that.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to
Super
seeing.
cheap to go to G League games, just saying.
I think it's $14.
Yeah.
But I'm also really excited to see James Wiseman come in here Monday and Tuesday. I'm excited to see next week after Thanksgiving, Scoot Henderson's coming in. He's going to be on the show.
How about that?
Yeah, dude, I am stoked. I am really excited. I am really excited about that.
You should be.
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. Let's see. Provo Cougar fan says the Cougar flu has migrated north to the Jazz. Yeah, well, let's hope not. Mike Maples, my guy, what's up? No, Mike. Mike, actually, you're banned from the show for life. Did you see?
Get the fuck out!
Did you see what he did?
What?
Mike Maples has the audacity, A, to go to Sizzler and not invite me.
And she took offense.
Like, what is that about? Number 2, he puts a picture of flats and it's like, oh, only flats available at Sizzler.
But no one's going to disrespect me.
Which, of course, triggered the response from Greg Hawkins. Well, hey, let's get you some blue cheese for those flats.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Mike,
you're pushing your luck now.
you start this stuff and it's a roller coaster ride.
Donnie,
And it's incredible that you would put a picture of flat, as a man, that you would put a picture of flats on Twitter.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
I should stop. Which fan base gets more emotionally crazy, Maples says? Jazz fans, Ute fan, Cougar fan, or those damn disgusting Cowboy fans? Is there what's the worst fan base to deal with?
The Knicks.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Patriot fans. Because
Patriot fans?
New England Patriot fans are detestable. I mean, absolutely.
What about Bills Mafia, though? Those
yeah,
guys are just
but they have brain
jamokes.
damage from jumping off of those RVs onto tables and stuff.
Well,
What a stupid son of a bitch.
They are, Grandpa. I mean, they just are.
Grandpa.
But listen, I think there are a lot of bad fan bases in sports. None of them are LA fans because, well, frankly, they're just not engaged. I think what's the best fan base in sports? It's got to be the San Francisco Giants.
they are there.
I think the Giants have to be there. I think
Wrigley's always sold out, even when they suck.
yeah,
so,
but
like,
it's a tourist attraction, and I'm a diehard Cub fan, but I even buy into that. I think baseball-wise, I think it's got to be the Giants or the Yankees. I think in the NFL, there's a lot of really good fan bases. If I had to point my finger at one of the most passionate fan bases and really smart, good football fans, I think it's got to be the Vikings. I think the Minnesota Vikings. I'm telling you, the Vikings have really good fans. And I could be wrong about that, but I think.
Oh, what about RSL?
You mean Real? Not real. Okay, let's move on. Oh God. Boyd Lake says I'm a Patriot fan.
Come on,
Dude,
come on, dude.
How are you a Patriot fan? Yeah, see, you're a fan of two of the. You're part of two of the worst fan bases.
He's one of those guys.
He's an Astros fan.
Yeah.
Which there is no worse baseball fan than Houston Astros.
That guy's definitely a
We didn't cheat. We didn't cheat. They were frustrated. That's why they were hitting the garbage can. Or I love it, and they're like, well, hey, did you see that Altuve had that little buzzer on his chest under his jersey? Well, I mean, he still has to hit the baseball. Really? Well, did you see that they had technology all over the ballpark? Like they put in super high-power cameras to steal signs? They still got his barrel up. Astro fans are disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I am not a fan of the Astros.
I mean, you can't even talk to him.
You know.
Boyd, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Mike Maple says, throw in blue cheese fans. They're the worst. I don't disagree with that. You know. Teddy Wayman says, I'm a diehard Patriots fan, and we ain't half as bad as those Cowboy fans. Well, Cowboy fans are just... I mean, what do you say about...
What you say is they put too much salt on their breakfast sandwich, right? They're the fan base that thinks they're winning the Super Bowl every year.
They do.
And they can't even leave the parking lot, dude.
They do. Tanner says RSL has awesome fans. Hey guys, let's get on the front runner and head up to Rio Tinto. That's not called that anymore. But by the way, don't forget to put on your claret and cobalt.
Hey guys.
Claret and cobalt.
Hey guys.
And put it on frame between the pipes. Anyway, RSL fans,
Dave.
yeah.
Wow.
No.
Tanner, you had that coming. Sorry, buddy.
No, I'm not doing it.
Sorry,
I'm not doing it. Commanders fans think they're Super Bowl bound every year. They don't. They don't. That's a lie. Mike Maple says, ouch, banned for life. I did say you'd be outraged. He did. He actually said Monty will be outraged. Yes, and I was.
But you know what you're doing because you're posting pictures of flats and blue cheese. Come on, dude.
It's really despicable.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what
it's
it
ridiculous.
Is. Let's see. Tanner Plummer says, guys. The BYU fan base is terrible. They act like BYU is the only team that's ever had to deal with adversity.
Hey guys.
BYU and Utah fans are not fun to deal with. When either one of those teams is losing, and Ute fan is just angry and pissed off all the time because they're not BYU. But if Utah was BYU, Utah fan would be even worse than they are because they're not BYU.
At least BYU fans show out when they lose.
I would agree with that.
Just saying.
I would agree with that. Kurt Meyer says, hey, Jake, aren't you missing a Tanner drop?
Kurt, that's not Tanner's drop anymore.
No.
Tanner, I'm defending your honor here.
We're trying.
We are trying, and I'd like you to recognize that I could play this drop, but I'm not going to play this drop.
No. I mean, Tanner has asked us never to play this drop again.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
So, I mean, we would never play that drop.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do it. I mean, it's just not. It's not in the show's DNA anymore.
You know.
Yeah,
you know. Boyd Lake says, yes, Cowboy fans think they're winning the Super Bowl every year. It's hilarious to watch the yearly realization when it's obvious they stink at about week 5.
Yes. Let's pay Dak. Let's pay Dak hundreds of millions of dollars and then be in denial that Dak's not that guy. Come on.
Not that guy, pal.
Come on, dude.
By the way.
Yeah.
I want to get back to NBA,
right?
Because I think on the biggest stories in sports presented by Quick Quack Car Wash every morning, you know, we always have the biggest stories. You know, when something big goes down in the world of sports, your boys have you covered. Thanks to our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. And again, I can only tell you that I love Quick Quack. The reason we went to them and built a relationship with them is because we're Quick Quack customers, and I go to the one in the district in South Jordan. They are currently having a great deal where their top-tier car wash is free. Make sure you get to the Quick Quack Car Wash all over the state, really. And if you're in Phoenix or if you're in Utah, like Quick Quack is everywhere. Get the wash pass. It saves you a ton of money. You can go 1,000 times a day if you want. The people are friendly. It's quick and easy to get through, even when there's a line, and this is the best part. Again, we drove to Mammoth last week. Audi, my guy Klaus, was just destroyed, right? The Audi was dirty as hell. Got back, yes, there was a line at Quick Quack Car Wash, and we were still in and out of there in like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the vacuum with that extra handle was amazing. Quick Quack Car Wash brings you the biggest stories in sports on The Monty Show. Make sure you tell them you heard about Quick Quack Car Wash at The Monty Show. Did you see the Clipper Mavs game last night, which is why I brought up Luka Doncic? I think, in my opinion, he has elevated himself to the best scorer in the NBA. And I don't think he's the best player. I think that's Kevin Durant. I think Luka Doncic has put himself in the conversation as the best scorer. I think there's only a couple of guys, Durant, Steph Curry, and now Luka is in that conversation.
Right.
But that shot he hit last night, and the best part about it was, he beat the Clippers because I hate the Clippers. And Luke Kennard started for the Clippers and played 3 minutes.
You're a casual.
No points. That was really quality.
Thanks so much.
But John Wall played 26 minutes last night, 17 points, 4 dimes, 6 boards. I'm telling you, he is a big impact guy for them.
Yeah.
And they are being really smart managing him. And they're keeping him healthy for the second half in the playoffs. And I'm telling you, the Clippers are dangerous. I hate saying it.
Yep.
But I don't know exactly what Kevin Durant was doing last night. It didn't involve playing basketball. He took 1 3-pointer last night. Scored 27 points, and they gave up 153.
It's embarrassing, dude. It's absolutely embarrassing.
You guys, the Brooklyn Nets gave up 153 points to the Sacramento Kings. So, again, I'm just going to ask, and I would love to see it in the comment section, who's the best team in the NBA right now?
Yeah, I don't think there is a best team in the NBA. I don't. I think the NBA is very up and down right now. I think, like you were saying earlier, like there's a handful of double-digit win teams, and then you've got the rest of everybody else. And I think, you're getting like 153 points is kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know how you gave up that many points. And that's the kind of thing that's happening in the league a lot right now. You're getting Joel going for 60 randomly. You're getting the Nets giving up 153. Like, you're like just these oddball occurrences that happen in the league from time to time.
I don't think it's an oddball occurrence. I think the offense in this league, because of some officiating, I think there's a lot of whistles being blown. Like Kevin Durant's 11-11 from the free throw line last night for 27 points. I mean, that's not by accident. You can see the change. I don't. You watch as much as I do.
Yeah.
I think I see a change in guys, star players getting to the free throw line and getting a lot more whistles. I think the way that they've changed the game to the way they're officiating now, and I think taking out the, obviously making the take foul and the ball, making it a really heavy penalty is taking that out.
Which I liked a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I think the way they're calling the game now really puts the ball in the hands of the superstar. And I think you're seeing a lot more guys get to the line. And again, the free throw game for the Jazz are a perfect example of this. When you don't have somebody that is intentional about getting fouled, you're not shooting a whole lot of free throws, and you're missing too many free throws.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jazz are shooting 60, 70% from the line some nights. That's not going to be good enough. You look at guys like Kevin Durant, and KD's getting the line, and he's shooting a ton of free throws last night.
Yep.
I look at Donovan Mitchell shooting a ton of free throws. By the way, they have a huge game with Milwaukee tonight, and he is still a game-time decision with that ankle.
With the Bucks.
Yeah, with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Sorry, okay. Sorry. Stripping. My bad.
Can you try to keep up? That would be great. We're going to talk about Giselle's new...
Giselle's Bunchton.
Dude, we're going to talk about what's going on in... Well, no, I can't say that.
It's internal.
Okay, football 50 is coming up. No, I'm not saying that. You are not going to bait. You are not going to bait me into that. It's not going to happen. No, it is not going to happen.
If I say it is.
No, it's not. No, it's. And look what you did now. You said that, and there are bots in the chat now. All of a sudden, there are all of a sudden bots in the chat.
That was funny.
Are you happy?
That was funny, dude.
Are you happy with yourself? I hope you're happy.
That was funny. I'm actually impressed.
The bots showed up.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like right on time. Football at 50 in 5.5 minutes on the Monty Show. But I will say,
yeah,
I think if I had to guess, I would agree with Jesus Christ Destroys Marxism, whose new name is JC, because I'm not reading that every time. Boston's pretty tough. I think Boston is pretty tough.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to skip over that point you're making about officiating. Like, I do think that the league has obviously had an emphasis on getting star players to the line and getting
no doubt about it.
Getting the star player to have those bigger games. Like I look at the Joel game, and Joel Embiid knows damn well that he's got to abuse the foul line to get to win that game for his team. He knows he needs to stop the clock and shoot a high percentage from the free throw line. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I still maintain that the way you win games in the league right now is through ball movement. It's no longer just like, the one-on-one matchup. Like you can win that way, as Joel Embiid showed us, but I think championship caliber basketball now more than it's ever been is trending towards like team basketball, moving the fine, but you can't have like the majority of the time your guy just playing one-on-one ball. And I think that's what you're seeing in Brooklyn's offense now. That's what you're seeing in Philly a good portion of the game. Obviously, they rode him. They rode Joel for the last probably 20 minutes of that game. You know, they just deferred to him on offense and he did his thing. But when I look at Golden State, I look at those LeBron-led Cavalier teams. You look at the great teams of the last decade, and it's been ball movement that's won them championships. So I just think if you're the Utah Jazz, you got to know that you got to get Laurie the ball more because he's your guy. Like you got to feed him more.
No doubt about it. I think you need to. I think you have to figure out if you have a number one on this roster. And the other thing that I wonder is how much topside does Colin Sexton have?
Oh, he's got a good bit, I think.
Because I think you're starting to get into, if you can't figure this out offensively, I think you have to, I think Mike Conley has to start. There is no question about that. I think Mike's a really important calming, force on this team. But if he's not going to hit threes late, I don't care who starts. Colin Sexton has to finish.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, can you play Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson together and expect efficiency?
Probably not.
Probably not. And is Colin Sexton a guy that you can put on the ball every trip?
No.
Probably not. Is Jordan Clarkson that guy? Yeah, I think he can bring it up. But Jordan's got to be willing to trigger the offense. I mean, he's got to be the guy that brings the ball up and kicks it out. He's got to be a guy that brings it up and hands it off to Laurie. He's got to be a guy that brings it up and plays pick and roll with Vando. Like Jordan's got to be willing to do something other than run the fast break and shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So I think, and we talked rotations yesterday. I think that's a very interesting one. Brett Robbins says, do you guys think the Jazz can get Kyrie? I think you know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Tanner says, yeah, there's no best team in the NBA. Honestly, I like the parity. Of course, the NBA fans are going to cry and scream the NBA is terrible this year. I don't think anybody's saying that. I really don't. I think the NBA has been wildly entertaining this year.
I think the NBA is as wide open as it's ever been because LeBron's not good right now.
If you didn't enjoy Ja Morant last night, you should stop watching basketball games.
Yeah.
Because he's a joy to watch.
All gas, no break.
He is pure entertainment. They lost a game. But Ja Morant is one of the most enjoyable superstars in this league. If you don't enjoy what Giannis is doing right now, even though you hate him, if you don't enjoy what Luka Doncic is doing right now, I think you're just not a basketball fan.
Yeah.
And the beautiful part about the NBA is that there are great performances every single night. If you didn't, and I know it's against the Jazz, but if you don't enjoy watching a guy like Jalen Brunson, if you don't enjoy listening to Mike Breen, I have the great fortune of being a DirecTV customer.
We.
There's two O's in DirecTV.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, if you don't enjoy Mike Breen calling Knicks games, you're broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot to love about this league right now.